Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you all had a good weekend. Sun is shining, it's rained a bit. It's scheduled to be a bit dry though this week, so hopefully it's not too dry for those farmers in the outback. They did get some rain, some of my friends got some rain, which is good. So they're hoping that it'll keep and that the plants will grow enough to keep the moisture in and just help their crops and all that. So wishing more rain out for them. Not too heavy, but just enough to keep it going. So, okay, crying after an intense scene. Someone queried about it. I said, look, it's not unusual, usually because there's a lot of tension built up with a lot of people, and the crying is a relief. You may feel overwhelmed. Again, not unusual. It's a beautiful thing, especially because for some it's really hard for them to let go and just relax into play and scenes and life in general. They have a lot on. I mean, I have a lot on. Basically, I work 2 jobs and do social and all sorts of other things, but yeah, it can be hard to relax into a scene or to play, or you only relax to a certain extent, and to allow yourself to relax and feel vulnerable and really trust the people that you're with, so much so that you can actually release a lot of that tension is a fabulous thing. So no, it's not unusual, it's actually really cool. And it's not that people just, there's some people that can do this quite often, and with people that they trust, and other people just do it, wherever. A lot of people I play with, they do find it hard to relax so much that they do or we have reached their limit, and they do have that release. And as I said, it's a release, not just crying for crying's sake, but it's a release. And as a top-end player, I kind of view it as very humbling, I guess, and take it seriously. That well, not too seriously, but think of it as a really good thing that they've been able to relax and release a lot of tension and let go, because a lot of people I know in life don't have that opportunity or time to be able to do that. Mind you, not everyone's going to cry. Sometimes they just get so wrung out and drawn, and they just become a little puddle. So it's one of those things, and different people will have different reactions, but crying is not unusual after intense play. Yeah, it can usually happen after orgasms, but it doesn't have to happen after orgasms. It just could be so intense a scene for them, and again, it doesn't have to be all that painful. Doesn't have to end up in bruising and all that sort of other stuff. I've done scenes with people where there is no bruising left over, and I have put people in an immense amount of, some masochists in an immense amount of pain, and there's no bruising left over, and then it's like, oh wow, no bruising. You're like, yeah, well, it doesn't have to have bruising, Anyway, have you had people cry during your scene unexpectedly? Have you just talked with them or just let them sort of let it out, let them know it's okay, and then just let them sort of be safe with you? Have you cried during a scene or after a scene or something like that, because it was just, the release was just so powerful and overwhelming, you just the body just sort of lets go? I think about that, and male, female, doesn't matter. Crying is allowed, or leaking from the eyes. It's really cool, a really special thing for a lot of people, and pretty significant for some. So have a think about that, crying after a scene, what it means to you, to them, to this, about the scene in general, what's going on in their life, what the players brought about. Yeah, so that'll be an interesting thought for you guys. Just like, I think today is like the universal drop day. You know, a couple of days after, or just after, people starting to recover. Usually Monday, I think, is universal drop day, but you know, if you play it on Saturday, but you can still drop on, you know, Tuesday. So anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Have a think about that, crying after scenes, the intensity of the scenes. Okay, see ya.